All right. Good morning. We're live. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. It's a blessed morning, and I want to say shout out to everybody. I have one question to ask you. Why are we still keeping President Emmerson Mnangagwa? I'll just say it. Why are we still keeping him? Because even the people in ZANU PF are coming loud and they said we don't want this many anymore. They are tired of the criminal cartel. And the other question that we ask is why is it Mnangagwa is not acting as far as this criminal cartel is concerned? Why is he protecting criminals? And I want us to have this conversation, very important conversation. No calls are coming out. Mnangagwa needs to resign with immediate effect. And you also know that tomorrow he will be addressing the nation. Right, we are back to square zero. I mean, we've been here before. That was years 2008. I mean, it's becoming a vicious cycle of toxicity and lies. Deception is going on every day, every minute, every hour. But all right, before we get into the nitty-gritties, if it's your first time to come across this channel, please, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Make sure that you ring the bell so that every time live or I drop a video, you'll be notified immediately. Otherwise, we need to get into the details. Please don't also forget to like the live so that we push algorithm. Inviting everyone to the conversation is that time of the year. All right, we are live. It's said earlier on. Is that time, right? Is that a time? All right, good morning, everyone. I can see people coming through. Let me just send some shout out to Chester and this Dumi Sun here. KB, Willard, good morning to you guys. I respect you. I respect you so much. Thank you for coming through. Please, if you can hear me correctly, just make sure that this we send some love and likes because I'll tell you why. They just set me up with the new microphones, and all you can see now that everything has changed. So please just bear with me. And we're connecting to the cameras, not actually to my phone. All right, okay, so let's move. Yo, I must say this, like I've asked earlier on, why are we still keeping ED? We need all to ask each other questions. Why are we still keeping Mnangagwa? Considering that there's a lot of nonsense going on in the country and it's not taking action. Can we blame the criminals? Or we have to actually blame the president because he's not taking action. But now, before I waste most of your time, I want you to take a listen to what's going on currently. Even his own PF now, they are coming out, exposing him, leaking videos, leaking audios. I'm sorry, y'all. We all knew a lot was happening. We've seen with the Wikinoshi debacle, but at this point in time, we are left without no choice except to say goodbye, sir. I think you did your part, and I'm sorry to say this. It's time for us to tell him, excuse me, sir, we love you, but you need to just go. That's all that I can say. Please take a listen, please.
Right, comrades, shoko maskera say, guy. I think General Chwenga vanongovengerwa kuti avadi.
Okay, just hang on a bit, please. I apologize. I'm trying to connect, but like I said earlier on, that these connections are just being sorted out now, and I'm trying to find my way. So please bear with me. Bear with me very much. Here we go. Okay. All right.
Chwenga vanongovengerwa kuti avadi.
Thank you.
Nyaya dzeworries ende havasi kuda kuti vanhu varamba vachiita wori vachiba. Saka ndosaka vari kuvengwa. I think comrade Shoko zvazvakaita ndezvekuti machairman ese maprovincial chairman akapiwa mari dzekumuvha game ravo ire 2030 vanofana kususpendwa vanhu ivava because vauraya musangano. Game irori ndo ranaparadza timu ranaparadza vakapiwa mari vavakomana. Saka zvavakapiwa mari vapiwa mari ivo vakuchidzika mastructure mukuda kushandisa vamwe vana musangano vasina kudya mari. Ani mazvono ivo vane mari muhomwe. Ani mazvono matsotsa vanofana ende zvazvinofana kuitwa ndezvekuti vanofana kupiwa murango chaiwo wakakwana musangano kuti vanhu vese vamachairman ese ari kufurira vana musangano zvisari basa zve2030 president vari kuti havasi kuzvida ivo vari kuramba vachifurira president nokuti vakapiwa mari nemamwe matsotsa asiri kuda kuti president vaita se kwatovafosa kunzi aiwa vakumbirei varambe varipo. Vanokumbirwa varambe varipo chii constitution ichitaura kuti hazvigone. Ani mazvono vanofana kususpendwa ende havafani kudzoka kuti mapozisheni akadaro vanhu ivavo ndo vanhu vauraya nyika. Havasi vakuru vanhu vakapiwa mari nematsotsi ari kupiwa matenda vari kubira mari nyika ndo vakavapa mari kuti vamuvhe emotion iyoyo vaende vanomanikidza president kuti vasabve pachigaro because ivo vada kusevha mapersonal interest avo varambe vachidya vakutya kuti nhingi mukanya akapinda general Chiwenga hatisisina mukana wokuba handi wazvinzwisisa saka manje vakabva vadurura mari yabva yashewa ne10 maprovincial chairman akamukomana kanonzi Bharadza ndokamukacho kakabva kapiwa mari yakareba handi mazvinzwisisa ezvo akatenga imba kuborodhero izvozvo akatenga imba kuborodhero izvozvi so saka inyaya yezvimafia chimafia chigemu chavo chavari kuita ichocho chisinei nemusangano chisinei nekuti Zimbabwe ive nyika yakanaka chisinei nekuti maindastry avhurwe vanhu vararame zvakanaka chisinei nekuti mvura patepi ibude handi mazona azvinei nekuti vana veZimbabwe vararamisi zvinhu zvokungotiwo vada kuramba vachingoba vachipiwa zvimatenda izvozvo vachidii handi mazona ndo pane pfungwa dzavo ipapo handi mazona azvinei neupenyu hwevana veZimbabwe zvinhu zvine chekuita nekubhenefita kwavo mapersonal interest.
Ndinotenda comrade Yoka Yamabolo. Ndinoda kuzama nepose pandinogona kunge ndichitsanangurira nyika yeZimbabwe kuti sei makazonzwa kumasvingo kuchitwa slogan nokupembedza kuti pasina munyaradzi shoko. Mataura imi mukataura kuti General Chiwenga vari kuvengerwa nyaya yakuvenga corruption, nyaya yokuvenga kutambura kuri kuita vana veZimbabwe. Chikonzero ndichiri chokuti munyika hamusi kusekuleta mari. Chikonzero chaita kuti nyika isasekuleta mari ndechekuti pane vakomana vatisingachataura doma hamuna mazita pari zvino vari kukwanisa kuwana tinoti mabig tenders vanobhadhagwa mari svinu mumabig tenders dzinenge dzine mavalues anosvika ma 800 million US, ma 2 billion US. Vakomana vadui vanokota matenders avo aya mumazigi because government inobhadhara namazigi. Vowana matenders avo mumazigi vobva ipapo matenders aya kuti abhadharwe kuMinistry of Finance uko ari kunetsa bhozi hurumende haina mari saka vanotogura mari kuMinistry of Finance kuti vange vachipiwa mari yapayment yavo area. Chiri kuita kuti vakomana ava matenders avo anga achidhura inyaya yekutya rate saka vanokota matenders avo aya ari times 3 times 4 vachityira kuti payment ikanonoka kugovernment rate anoibata. So what they do vakanogura mari kuMinistry of Finance yebribe vanobva vakumbidza kuwana payment vanobva vamhanya mustreet voenda kunotenga zigi ravo vachishandisa zigi ravo riya vachitenga maUS vakawana mustreet musina mari nokuti mari iri mustreet iyi ndo mari iri kubva kuvana vari kudiaspora vari kutumira vabereki vavo ndo yavanouya kuzokumba vakumba vanhu vakaishayiwa mari iyoyo kuona kuti mari iri shoma vanokwidza rate yezigi. Rate yezigi yakwira because iye already akatodya akapapa akakota tenda rake times 3 times 4 saka anokwanisa ngokwidza rate munhu iye akwidza rate anokumba maUS ese uya akwidzigwa rate anomhanya mumabig shops unokumba vana sugar flour nemamagroceries at a very cheaper price because vekumashopu vanenge vasingazivi kuti rate yatochinjwa anobva amhanya unoita mushop matakshop unozadza zvinhu matakshop undercharge maprizes achidzosa maUS bhos uya murungu maUS anenge ari padhimatika US anenge achidiwako saka anenge achiziva bika undercharge price yangu ndaakumhanya ndodzokera kupi kunodzosa pamurungu yandichiode futi profit atova nayo already because apiwa rate yepamusoro. So this is how the country is failing. This is how my big shops are kudona because vari kuzonopuwa mazigi asina value rate radona already kublack market vakumbigwa vapiwa zvimazigi zvisina basa big shop kuti vachipinda mustreet vachienda kunotsvaga kuUS riya at official rate yavanomanikidzirwa the same Ministry of Finance iri kuita huri havachakwanisi kunge vachihodha. So ndopamunoona big shops akushaya maproducts, vana Delta vakushaya maproducts. Chikonzero chii? Nekuti yusa varishayiwa vachakwanisa kutenga maraw materials ekuti vamanufacture. So izvozvo ndo zviri kuvengerwa General Chiwenga pavakataura kuheroes kana vakatera vakataura vakati pasi kuti vakomana vari kuita zvegoridhe, chrome nanadiamond. These people are smuggling minerals aya kumaisa kunana Dubai. They get my payments. Vauya kunoku vauya paground vonyepera ED kuti ED uchi at 2030 achitonga vobhadhara vanhu. Chiwenga hatimudi, tinoda ED kusvika 2030, which means they want to extend umbavha hwavo for the next 6 years vachingoba havaguti vakomana vacho. So basically kuvengerwa VP Chiwenga iissue yokuti vanhu vari kunakirwa neumbavha at the expense of the suffering majority of people of Zimbabwe. MuZimbabwe in ordinary person unoenda mushopu wana zigira vanhu vemashopu vangwarawo vakuziva kuti kune vanhu vanouya vane mahigher rates, saka vanouya vanhu vanogara vakwidza maprice avo namazigi. Ndopamuri kuzowana mazowe akuita 117 zigi. Makuwana mazowe akwira. Chikonzero chiri chokuti vari kukwirawo malutas ari kuluta nokuda kuti anenge abva kuvanhu vari pedo nomukuru vanoshandisa zita rapresident, vanowana matenders vokwidza marates. Chikonzero vaona matimes 3 times 4 price yavanopuwa kutenda yavo puya yavanokwanisa kuflex. So kuti pagadzirisike ipapo havasi kuda kuti VP Chiwenga vapinde. Vakabuda pachena vakati inini ndiri kubuda 2028. Vari kuziva kuti president vakangobuda, VP vakapinda, vachiwenga vari against zvese izvi. Saka havadi kana kuona vachiwenga padhuze nechine utungamiriri, havadi. Muruzvona. Saka mukaona vanhu vari kuzouya vachizoti 2030, atanga wacho kuti 2030 anikapuwa $2,000. Amupa $2,000 amufumakamuona mapolitical cycles. Anongouya achiti 2030 vamugare vamunangagwa muoffice ndopareya. So basically how to correct that? If the people of Zimbabwe vanga vaonera politics dziri kuitwa nembavha idzi kuti vamire vanhu kuti vanhu vasafe, at the end of the day mucivil 7 pari kupuwa 1,200 zigi yake haichatengi chinhu nokuda kuti maprice akwidzwa, nokuda wokuti umwe munhu atodya mari. Mucivil 7 maprice akwira kuma-US, munhu iyeye haakwanisi kutenga anything. Pensioner haachagona kutenga mapiritsi eBP, haachagona kutenga mapiritsi eshuga. More veteran ari kuwana $100, pensioner $100, mucivil 7 $274. Zvakwidza cost of living iZimbabwe. Ndataura kudaro wozwa rimwe richisumuka kuti pasina muyaradzi shoko uri kurwisa utungamiri, ari kurwisa president ani. Chikonzero chii? Nekuti ndavataurira chokwadi. Fine, kana vachida ngavatitore ndifumure madhiri ese nevari kuzviita nevakavatenderedza. Ngatangire ipapo.
All right, you have heard what's going on within the camps of ZANU PF and who the real criminals are. I mean, my question still is, why are we still keeping Mnangagwa? That's the first question. I'll tell you why I say so. It's because he's the president. How can criminals thrive in such a way that cause entire nation? And you're not saying a word. Tomorrow he's coming up that he's going to be addressing the nation, and I'm referring to SONA. What is he addressing? What is he addressing the nation? Why is he not talking about criminals as we speak? People from ZANU PF are saying it as it is. Why is Mnangagwa not taking action? And that is the question that I have for all of you. Why is he not taking action? And by the way, I don't know, for some reason, I struggle to I struggle with Chiwenga. Honestly, I'm struggling to do so because he has been the VP. What is the purpose of having these guys in leadership if they are failing to sit around the table and look at the problems that people have and resolve them? Why are we still stuck with these people? I do not understand. It's not about getting a position. It's taking responsibility and make sure that at least the society is normal. In my opinion, why are we suffering? All right. Now, there's a question that I was asking by Freeman. He said, sometimes I wonder how people leading a country could be so heartless to the citizens. Then I remember even Kumaraini, we had people by Hembe Nyoro, Kanasaza, Renela Ripamoto. There may be those people with the same traits leading your country. And it's right. It really boils down to us as a people in the society. What can we do to become a better people? Just having heart for the next one. Because I can't believe. Yesterday, I spoke to someone from Chitungwiza. They did not have water. They literally move around in people's houses buying water to drink. Guys, in Harare town, hear me out, people are struggling to have water. How many people saw a lot of people buying things in bulk? Again, we are back to square zero, where people are fighting for goods. How long are we going to be stuck with this nonsense? I'm saying, for how long are we going to be stuck with this nonsense? Because Zimbabweans, we need to start taking action. For how long you and I are going to sit down and do nothing about the evil that's going on in Zimbabwe? Now, you also know that Tuma Chakere is in trouble. I'm talking about the minister of the youth, the one that you saw last time dancing at the airport, dancing Idi Mnangagwa 2030. You also heard this guy talking about that other young man that was also dancing at the airport, that he bought a new house in Borodale. He just bought a house in Borodale by simply looting and stealing. He was given money to push this whole 2030 nonsense agenda so that he can get a house. What a curse and what a shame that we have in our society. Now, Chinoma Chakere yesterday woke up early in the morning, 6:30. Guys, it's one thing for a person to just speak something, and we just like, oh no, man, they're just talking. All right. Chinoma Chakere is crying for help, crying that we help him. Don't forget, Mnangagwa has been described by different people in, just using 3 animals. If I can remember, it's not 3 animals. The first one is, the crocodile, which he explained why he's being called a crocodile, because he strikes anytime. He keeps quiet like he's not seeing anything, and then he comes up and then he strikes. That's the crocodile. The next one, he was also called a tiger, that it was a cross that I'm trying to protect a tiger so it doesn't hit people much. He's also again now by Chinoma Chakere being called a hyena. I'm talking about Chinoma Chakere, who has been singing the 2030 mantra. Now he's crying for help. Let me read the tweet that he sends out. He said, I remember a very interesting statement that my uncle always used to say. That was at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. It means he did not sleep with stress. Because this man is married, if I'm not mistaken. He should be married. If you are failing to talk to your wife, your children, your relatives, but you are coming to social media to cry and say, guys, please help me, I'm in trouble. I remember a very interesting statement that my uncle always used to say when riding atop a hyena. There are 2 things that could possibly happen. Is either you remain atop the hyena, or if you dare to dismount, you will definitely end up in the hyena's belly. That's Chinoma Chakere. And we all know who he's referring to. We all know, right? Okay. If he does not abide by the rules of the hyena, he can be eaten anytime, any minute. But how am I going to remain on top of the hyena, seeing that I'm already in trouble? But again, Chinoma Chakere's Mr. Say, and a brother, if you can hear me, this is where we speak 24/7 to say, let's build a Zimbabwe of peace, love, harmony, integrity, humility, servanthood, legacy, a strong power, having leaders who have a mind to serve. But you don't want to listen. Now you are in trouble. You are crying back to us. You want us to come in here and help you. I don't know what to say to you, brother. But again, I'm going to go back and say, we have been warning you guys, even those that are in ZANU PF that are dancing and jumping up and down and think you're smart, that your days are numbered, that your time is coming. And listen to me. The crocodile that you're referring to, the tiger, the hyena, is not into play. It's not into playing. But again, yeah, that's how it works. Now, heavily are coming out. And again, might be familiar to the issue of Mnangagwa to resign. There's an issue that there are people that are going to resign from ZANU PF. Yeah, there are people who are going to resign. Do I blame them? I can't. How to resign if I'm in that situation? Why am I supposed to be in prison? These guys, as much as they think they are imprisoning innocent citizens, they are even more in prison than the citizens that they're trying to hurt. I swear to God, and I'm saying this to those that are in political, persecution, yo, you are far better than what's going on here. These guys are in prison. 2 people are going to be resigning from ZANU PF because they can't stand ED anymore, and his rulership is quite toxic. And you also know that last night, after our brother was released, that is Mr. Chiba, he was taken back to prison. Who's doing all these things? Criminals in the country. The criminal cabal is the one that is pulling the short. You heard the ZANU PF people explain to you what's going on. It's them. It's all their moves. That's why I'm saying it's time for us to stand up and lock up almost every thug and every thief, which include Goa Matenga. He came out, the Minister of Finance, Mutuli came out. But again, that's why I can never exonerate Mnangagwa, because number one, his son is the deputy. Number two, he's a president of a country. And I know he oversees all these institutions. So the moment we know that there's a lot of corruption happening there, we can exonerate him. We drag him too and say, Mnangagwa is going to answer to the country. So I just wonder what he's going to be talking tomorrow, because people are saying he needs to go. They're saying he needs to go. He's simply wasting our time. Like I said, things that in Zimbabwe, as we speak, people are panicking. Crime Watch reported that the Zimbabwe is experiencing a surge in panic buying, leading to a rapid depletion of essential goods, particularly cooking oil, meal, and flour. This crisis is primarily fueled by ZIG's instability, causing men to exchange it for food commodities. To prevent hoarding, some retailers, under pressure to maintain adequate supplies, have implemented a 1 commodity per customer limit back in 2008. Even worse, I've told you, my mom went to heaven. That was in 2008. So I know how the situation was. I could run the entire Johannesburg buying food too. You just lost your mama, yo. After all the crying, I don't know where I got the energy from. Now you're in the shop doing the shopping for the people that are coming to the funeral. So I know the story because it was no food. We are back to square zero. Vicious cycle of evil, wickedness, toxicity. It's time we put a stop. Why are we still keeping Mnangagwa as a president in Zimbabwe? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Why are we keeping him? And I'm going to be focusing on him now. Respect for Hope Watching on, who have been at the forefront singing the very same song. Why are we keeping Mnangagwa? Why are we keeping him? Because honestly, if he's failing such a simple step to say no more, every thug must be locked up. But again, I mean, the guy said one day you expose the people. My prayer is his sons won't be robbed there, because we all know that last time people were alleging that his sons are behind the money that you see on the streets. I can never forget a Cross mentioning that his daughter went to a party and to this rich man in Harare, and this man is in the most exquisite house, beautiful cars. When he was asked, what do you do for a living? He said, I change money. This many only change money. Are you surprised? Are you surprised why the country is going to the dogs? It's because of these guys. Yesterday as well, people were fighting. People are not stealing to feed themselves. I'm going to read the tweet that was sent out by Ali yesterday. He said, potato farmers in Banget area of Zimbabwe have been invaded by hungry peasants as hunger takes its toll. The economy who liberated Zimbabwe, the people who know what to do by themselves, lies and telling them to pray won't work. I think guys, you can pray, we can pray, but I still believe in taking action. I love God, I pray, but I can't pray and be sitting and doing nothing. I'm going to be taking action. And it's time for us Zimbabwean people to take action. But we must never forget that Guamatanga and the Reserve Bank governor are on record lying to the Zimbabwean people. I'm talking about the new governor, the one from Oshingo. Yes, the brother, my neighbor. My neighbor, he may not be my neighbor, but he's my brother because I'm from Oshingo. So this Mr. Neighbor, the second John 2, John, we had the first John Mangunda drama, also being robbed in a lot of corruption. I can't wait for these guys to be locked up. Now we have another second Johnny Mushayaman again is being robbed into corruption as well. This Johnny Mushayaman and Guamatanga are lying to citizens. You remember when they introduced this whole Zig drama, they came in and they are even lying. Questions were asked, important questions though, and they're still lying before people. I want to take a listen to them.
Disregard. What price, what currencies is the public going to use to buy fuel? In the Zig, people will begin to chase the black market again to get US dollars.
Thank you, facilitator. I'm just an ordinary consumer, Dr. Mshela. So I'm going to speak like one. So as a consumer, my indicators about faith in the currency is shown by what government does. If government does not accept duty in ZIG, or the payment for fuel in ZIG, I have got a question. I know Mr. Gwamataga said it's a journey, but I want to see government and the Reserve Bank taking the first step, and not in terms of the economics of explaining to us how it works, because we've heard that before. When the bond note was introduced, the then governor had a whole meeting with the Law Society of Zimbabwe, to which I belong. It was a few hours long. We were assured the bond note would be backed by a deposit of $200 million after Exim Bank. We were assured no printing would be done. We were assured so many things about stability and so on. I remember at that time, not having been convinced in the meeting, I and my partner made an appointment with the governor and sat down with him in his office, because we had clients who were keen to invest. And they had one question: will we get our money out? We couldn't answer it even after that meeting. So it's all okay, and I do trust the governor. I know him well. I do trust the PEMSEC. I know him well. But do I trust policy as a consumer? The answer is no. We can go round and round in all kinds of things. But if we don't put the step forward that convinces me, if I have ZIG today and I'm importing a car, I can go to the border and pay for my duty in ZIG. You can't then convince me that it's a currency that works in the manner that we're explaining. And it's a matter about usability. Just listen to the consumers out there. For the reason that we are not economists, we are looking at the practical aspects of what do I do with the currency. If I go to Mberengwa now and I buy something with a US dollar, they are going to give me rand coins as change. And it's rampant if you go to Mberengwa, to Matabele and South and parts of Masingo. That's the way they function. It works. But do I want ZIG right now? I'm not so sure. Because let me see you take the step. Comrade Permanent Secretary, let's see you take the step. Let me be able to buy fuel. If it is multi-currency, my understanding of multi-currencies is interchangeable. Free. There is no one that's acceptable more than the other. But practically, does government today accept ZIG the same way it accepts the US dollar? So the questions about the passport office are legitimate, because I must pay for the passport. If I go with ZIG, will you take it? If you can't, you are creating doubt. So it boils down to one matter: confidence. The economics, the gold deposits, of course, we will never verify that because we don't know what's in the vaults. You have told us we believe you for now. But how does it help me, the common man, to be able to function? That would be my comment, Dr. Mshela. It might sound a little bit emotive, but it is because I have lost my savings 3 times since I started working.
I know that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for that. I'm going to borrow from His Excellency, the President's speech when he...
Before you even speak, I want to just say something. It's not the first time for me to hear. Almost every criminal around you, Mnangagwa, always going to mention Mnangagwa's name. I saw quite a number of these people. They cannot say a statement without mentioning Mnangagwa. That's what he's even doing. I'm talking about Mushavan. Can you hear him? He's already talking about Mnangagwa. Answer the question that people are asking. We are tired of being gaslighted.
At the Central Bank on Thursday, someone asked almost a similar question, and he said, when Jesus came
Oh, here we go again.
and he said, I'm the Son of God.
Oh, my word.
Some believed, some did not. But that does not mean that he was not the Son of God.
Oh.
If you are going to doubt Zig, I said earlier on, it's game on. You are going to hunt for Zig. If I were you, I would start hunting for it now. Because you would, at the time you need it, you may not find it. And if you find it, you will find it at a very expensive price. I don't want to repeat what the PEMSEC said about the pricing and the background rate. Otherwise, we could just be talking about the same story. But I just want to leave that with you. And I also want to tell you that if you have any forex payment you want to make outside the country right now, go to your bank and it will be paid. If you go to the parallel market, it means you are doing something illegal. But if you have something legitimate to pay, go to your bank and we will make sure that it is paid. I told you that the total amount of money in circulation in this market is worth less than 80 million US dollars. Right now, the central bank has more than 100 million US dollars cash without even selling an ounce of gold. So, if you, I know you are just a consumer, but you are a consumer who can do maths. You should know that we have the capacity as the central bank to meet all foreign obligations as they fall due. The PEMSEC said we are in a multi-currency environment. If you want us to de-dollarize today, that's another debate. But for now, we know that we are in a multi-currency environment until 2030. My response to you, I want you to take note of what I've said. Come back to me in June. We'll give you an appointment to come to the central bank. Let's see if you are going to be telling the same story.
No, I just wanted to
That's one more time and more lies.
governor's response to Dr. Mashagada. And obviously the calls that we've also seen on social media to say that if this currency does not buy fuel or does not pay for a passport, then it's not a strong currency or then it's not a usable currency. I think we just need to go back to the journey that resulted in us using a multi-currency system. It's an agreed position between government and industry. And that's why industry is also using US dollar as we speak today, because there was an agreement. But more importantly, what we have done with the currency today is one milestone towards de-dollarization. We have not de-dollarized the debt. Because what you are calling for action we should be taking in a fully de-dollarized environment. This is one milestone that we have taken. And the journey takes us up to 2030. So that within that journey, there will be a point where fuel will be fully sold in ZIG. Along the journey. Within that journey, there will be a point where all duties will be payable in ZIG, not even 50%. Within that journey, there will be a point where all government, ministries, departments, and agencies are actually forced to accept both currencies. In fact, we are going to be forcing them very soon within that journey. It might be actually tomorrow. We are working on a circular to all government, ministries, departments, and agencies that they cannot insist on payment in US dollars. They can't insist. So that's the instruction when I go back to the office that I'm going to be sending to most ministries, departments, and agencies. So that mischief is actually, but it's part of the journey. But we cannot call for action today.
Before we even talk about all the financial, grammar that is dropping, let's talk about a minister Gwamatanga is a minister. Minister is Mutuli, but Gwamatanga is also the permanent secretary, whatever is being called. Do I even care anymore? I don't, because it's always toxicity every time. I don't even remember which one is which and which one is what. Gwamatanga is owning lots of properties in South Africa. He can't even invest in Zimbabwe as we speak. He invests in South Africa. Lots. Not only maybe he's got in Mauritius, I don't know. But I'm talking about the list that I saw. And we talk about millions of US dollars that is investing in South Africa. He can't trust the economy that is actually presiding. He can't. That's Mutulu as well. But they trust another economy somewhere else. And these guys expect us to actually believe in them when they speak. They expect us. He says, no, we will get to that point of dollarizing. What happened now? The zig is falling. Where to? What is that supposed to mean? You have failed. You promise people and you will never fulfill the promises. So, Mr. Gwamatanga, Mutulu, all of these guys need to be fired. What are they still having jobs? Why are they still having jobs considering that they are not even serving the people of Zimbabwe properly? Guys, I just hate the fact that we have a vicious cycle of toxicity. I mean, a nation that is so stagnant, that is operating like you are in 1500s. Lies, deception. I mean, guys, no. And the question that was asked yesterday, I think I agree with the doc yesterday. He said, what is one of the ways that one segment that you always hear about us Zimbabweans? No, we are the most educated people. Guys, when you look at what's going on in the country, are we educated? Because I think doctor, professor, and honorable, these three these three items or these three names are being abused by Zimbabwean people. Abused. Honorable, doctor, professor, a professor who doesn't even know what's right and what's wrong. You can take someone from the street here and say, please go there in Zimbabwe, they'll come with a solution. But now we have all these guys who are having titles that they don't even know what that means. A doctor, a professor, honorable. Honorable to mean who's the thief? Excellency. Excellency, a person who's stealing. You know what I'm saying? A person who is looting is being called excellency. I just can't. A corrupt individual, though. I can't. I just cannot. I can't. The use of the name of the Lord in vain. Even Jesus Christ, when he came, this is John Shevan, even Jesus Christ. You know, we are living in an era where it's for those that are church people like I am, the Christian community, quote unquote. We are living in an era where the devil, wearing dark clothes, like the way that people paint his people. No, they comes wearing suits polished because, you see what I'm saying? Big cars, big houses, dressing fancy, expensive suits from Italy. And you says, no, that's a man of God. Most of them are criminals, hardcore criminals. I mean, you read last time, and I'm just going to rob my brother here, and I'm robbing Amakandiwa here. Remember the guy that came out and was talking about the ZANU PF, that was actually this brother, Tinashe, right, who was at Gamba Media. For those that did not watch the video, please go there and you can hear how these criminal patterns are and how they operate. He is being actually protected by the CIO, and some people are going to come in and say, oh, that's a man of God. And I'm going to ask you a question. I'm like, yeah, is it the same Bible that I read? Because the Bible tells me that I will know them by their works, right? How I can be able to distinguish if a man is truly a man of God or is fake is by looking at their works. He's sitting with the people that are causing misery. He dines with those that are arresting innocent people, that are killing innocent and abducting innocent people. He dines with them, and people come and say, no, but that's a man of God. Excuse me, I don't think that's the same Bible that I read. No, I don't think that's the same Bible that I read every day, because the Bible that I read should make sure that your conscience is alive. But these ones, like, their conscience is already gone. They are no longer respecting humankind. Because they come in polished, they can talk a good game. So when they speak eloquently, people say, oh no, that's a man. Yeah, yo, listen. The devil in 2024 doesn't come in holding some shield or spears. No. No. If I'm the enemy and I want to destroy you, I have to be as close as I can be to Yahweh, so that you struggle to differentiate who is actually the devil and who is the Lord. That's what's going on in Zimbabwe now. Real devils are the people that you are saying are men of God, because they're working with the oppressor to make our people suffer. It's said, though, it's up to you to distinguish. You can read the Bible, what it says, and you can see if their works actually qualifies to be called men and women of God. It is a sad situation. Honestly, it's a sad situation. But anyway, we're going to move on. The calls are mounting. Mnangagwa needs to resign. I'm going to read the one for nevazukuru say here. He said, Mnangagwa, Hapana chamunoziva. Dear Emmerson Mnangagwa, the letter is written direct to Mnangagwa. There's no better time to resign than now. Stop wasting our time with a useless SONA that will help nobody but your criminal enterprise. You have been nothing but a liability to Zimbabwe. Since you grabbed the power, we don't need a clown in that Statehouse. You need to go now. Hapana chamunoziva changamire, better muyende kuPrecabe, precabe, kunoredza, twuhove, okay, twenyu, twutatu, muchitamba, nevazukuru. You deceived the military, telling them you wanted to get rid of criminals, when in fact you were the biggest criminal that had been shown the door. Muri, marwadzo, mdara. Okay. And you say, after lying to 16 million Zimbabweans, minus yourself, that the new Reserve Bank governor bond paper was gold-backed, you clearly don't have any formidable plan to rescue this economy. It's a pity we have females in trousers masquerading. Masquerading is a man at ZANU PF. They can't do nothing. And I must say this, the words that he's saying are very strong and powerful. And I would say the same thing to President Emmerson Mnangagwa, with all due respect. You have failed beyond anything. Even I believed in you in 2017. So for the fact that I'm standing here, family, and questioned you, because I believed in you in 2017. I did. I was dancing with my brothers. Only God knows. Me and my brothers, we were dancing and playing music. You know, kutunga kwaro gamba. We thought, oh, finally. Little did we know. You know what? We moved from the fire, from the pot. Now we are in the fire. Let me tell you, if we just allow this nonsense to carry on, we're gonna be in hell. What would be the point of someone telling me that I'm gonna go to hell when I'm already in hell? We're already in hell under this administration. In fact, they're not even administration. Let me know. Actually, it's an abuse of words to call most of these criminals administration, because they don't even qualify to be any. It's simply hiding behind the laws and used it to machinate against innocent citizens. But the fact remains, these guys are the most evil, wicked, satanic people I have never seen. They have caused an entire country to be like a toilet. Once been a beautiful country, Zimbabwe, you would walk like in First Street. Today, they have no shame. Have you ever done something and when you look back, like, even if it's cleaning, let's just talk about cleaning your house. I love cleaning my house. People can clean for me, believe it. I love doing it myself, I need to. And just when you clean and you're really proud of the work that you have done, do you understand? You look back, you're like, okay, now everything is looking good. Okay, I'm feeling satisfied. Sometimes I ask myself questions. Who are these people who can't even feel either embarrassed? Look back and said, I'm a minister. I can't even walk in town because everywhere is a mess. You can't even be proud of your work. Do you understand? What kind of people are these? But anyway, let me read. Ali said, incompetent Emmerson in 2020, he has now collapsed a second currency in less than 3 years. He must go now. He needs to go. And honestly, Mnangagwa needs to go. I swear. And Prince Dubeko as well, that is the staunch supporter for the opposition. He said Mr. Ziggy has failed. Because remember, being called the Mr. Ziggy, strong Ziggy, his SONA address should be to resign. We don't want anything to do with him anymore. He needs to go. 24 hours, he must be packing. He needs to go. Lies, deception, economically blind. Economics is different from jingles. And now they're referring to Muchitamba. And I've been saying to myself, Mr. Big Mouth, where is he? Muchitamba, the one that we know always be at the forefront attacking citizens. Where are you? This is the time of you to open your verbally disgusting mouth and speak. Right? You need to understand that when we are addressing these guys, it has nothing to do with their personal life. None. You've never heard me worrying about what's going on, where do they stay with their children. I don't care. I'm talking about the portfolios they're holding today. The portfolios that they claimed that they will be saving the people of Zimbabwe are the main reason why I'm questioning either their integrity, their work, their knowledge, as always claimed, because Mnangagwa is on record calling himself the most educated guy in the political circle. Mr. Sir Mnangagwa, I know you. Last time you were calling Mnangagwa that very soon you'll be called Mr. Strong Zig. I sometimes think that maybe Mnangagwa was just joking. I think he was kind of mocking Mnangagwa. Remember, that was when his child was just immediately out of prison. Do you remember? I think he knew that these things were going to make ED sinking. So he was just, let me just laugh at him. Like, I'm going to say Mr. Strong Zig, so people he could content to use tomorrow against him. That's my opinion. My opinion. So this whole lot of people are a failure. They are an embarrassment. By the way, this has nothing to do with personal issues. I don't even know who they are personally. Who cares? But I'm focusing on the portfolio that you are busy, holding under the banner of Zimbabwe as a nation. Gone are the days where you could be abusing people and be screaming and shouting. This time we will hold you accountable head on until you pack your bags and be gone. It's over. We can't stand with men who lies, men who are abusive, men who are toxic, men who even abuse kids, who doesn't even understand that there is a legacy to protect. The last time I checked, men should be standing on the tower, building very strong families. But no, in Zimbabwe, the situation is different. Men, actually, most of men in Zimbabwe, and I'm not talking about the men, ordinary Zimbabwean men, bless you guys. Some of you are here, you are amazing. You're doing everything in your power to build strong families. I'm talking about a few group individuals who have taken it upon themselves to destroy destinies, which include pushing the agenda of drug addiction, drugging young people so that they can maintain themselves in power. This is wicked of the highest order, and they must be called out so that this is on the record, and generations to come are always going to remember. We have heard men, this name, who worked tirelessly to destroy destiny. And you must remember, blood is on your hands. You're going to be held accountable one day, whether you like it or not. Some of you, fix each group with the man that you're looting, because that's going to be your full-time home. It's going to be your house forever. I love you guys. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. I want to make sure it's as short as possible to accommodate those that may not have enough internet for them to be able to watch the videos. And I'm going to come back a little bit later on. Tell me, and please send the fire of love to everyone. Show each other some love. Let's unite. Let's be one people to fight against criminals. We have a criminal cartel in the country that is destroying our people. People are suffering for food and water. I can't even believe how they sleep at night. But that's what we need to be dealing with head on. I love you. God bless you. And God bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.